Welcome to the Ben Daniel Podcast, where we're calling a spade, and that is exactly what we are going to be doing tonight, 8:30. I'll be over there on the Come On Now podcast. Please come tune in, check it out. Let's get into this game. New York Liberty versus the Minnesota Lynx. I dare anybody to be foolish enough to hop into the comment section and tell me that that was an exciting game. I dare anybody to tell me that that was either entertaining, that was impressive, that was something you're dying to watch again. Folks, that was terrible, 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 terrible basketball. Where do I even begin? The best thing about that entire game was the referees. That's how you know that that shit was trash. That's how you know that this game was absolutely uneventful. This is the Ben Daniel Podcast. In case you guys are new to the channel, I don't pull punches here, folks. When I'm bored out of my mind, I will let you know, man, that was absolutely boring. Breanna Stewart. Folks, I'm going to have to permanently remove Breanna Stewart from my dozen WNBA players that are at least halfway decent list. Folks, I had 12 WNBA players maximum that were quote-unquote halfway decent. And surprisingly enough, yes, I had Breanna Stewart on this list. But after watching these finals, we're really going to need to reevaluate that list, and I'm going to have to come back and do a whole separate video. Breanna Stewart can't make a layup. Breanna Stewart can't make a layup at all. The only time Breanna Stewart makes back-to-back layups is during the layup line when she's warming up. I don't know how many times, and folks, I took notes, folks. I took notes. Of course, they're nowhere. Here they are. I took notes. Don't get me wrong, right? I took notes. I was taking notes, and at least 3 times on every page, 2 times on every page, I have Stewart misses another wide open layup. Stewart missed another wide open layup. Stewart misses another wide open layup. I have Jonquel Jones bricked a wide open layup. Breanna Stewart goes to her left and just throws it against the backboard for another miss on a wide open Folks, this is bad basketball. I'm sorry to let everybody know this. I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news. But if you're telling me you watch this game, you're like, oh man, I really can't wait till game 3. You are lying to yourself. You have a severe case of WNBA Stockholm Syndrome if you watch this and said, man, I can't wait for game 3. Now, let's say this game does pull another million views. 1 million plus people watched terrible basketball. Congratulations, WNBA. 1 million people watched Breanna Stewart miss horribly that whole entire game. 1 million people watched. Look at this, folks. Look at this. 1 million people watched the Minnesota Lynx score 27 points in the second half. 1 million plus people maybe watched the New York Liberty score 31 points the second half. Folks, the second half, neither of these teams scored more than 20 points. That's not good, no matter how you cut this cake. No matter how you cut this cake, no matter how you slice this pizza, that's not good at all. Folks, after watching Indiana Fever all season long, every single game, I would much rather watch the Indiana Fever's worst game this year. I would rather watch Christy Sides let the Chicago Sky come back down 15 in Chicago than watch this game again. Indiana Fever's worst games are better than this train wreck. I would rather watch Caitlin Clark's opening night game getting assaulted by Dejanay Carrington, still dropping 20 on her head top every day of the week over what we just saw tonight. This is the Ben Daniel podcast where we call a spade in case you forgot. I don't judge the WNBA on a curve in case you forgot. I don't say, well, they are slower than the men. Well, they are less athletic than the men. Well, they aren't as strong as the NBA players. Well, I don't come here and say any of that. I come here and I call it like it is. That was bad basketball. Let's start off with the Liberty, folks. Breanna Stewart, 6 for 21. Oh, that was the last game. Excuse me. She wasn't 6 for 21 last game. What did she do this game? Let's take a look. 7 for 18. That's not very good. That's not very good at all. Sabrina Ionescu, 5 for 9. 5 for 9? Come on, man, come on. Come on, man. 15 points for Sabrina Ionescu this game. Folks, do you want me to let you in on a little secret here? She had 12 points in the first quarter. Sabrina Ionescu scores 12 points in the first quarter, only to what? To score 3 more points the rest of the way? That is absolutely horrendous. Breanna Stewart finishes with 21 points. Folks, would you believe me if I told you she had 14 in the first half, 7 points in the second half for Breanna Stewart? This is bad, folks. This was no bueno. This didn't have an exciting last 5 minutes. Oh my God, the Liberty are coming back. I can't believe it. Quick, Mom, Dad, come downstairs. You're not going to believe this. This game had none of that. This game was full of a first quarter riddled with missed layups and turnovers for the Minnesota Lynx. This was a game riddled with missed middies and turnovers in the second quarter for the New York Liberty. And this game was littered with absolutely bad basketball. Unexciting basketball. The whole entire second half. Did you guys hear me properly? 31-27 in an entire half of basketball. But Ben, they're just so good. It's just so competitive. The defense was just so amazing. That's why they only scored 31 points. Hogwash. That's bullcrap. That's not true. They only scored 31 and 27 points respectively because they can't make layups. I saw Courtney Williams on a 3-on-1 fast break, pull-up, midi, brick. How does that happen? I saw Sabrina Ionescu pump fake, get around her defender, pull-up, midi, wide open, off the backboard, doesn't even hit the rim. If everybody watches women's basketball, everybody saw what kind of a disaster this game was. Holly Rowe, oh my goodness. Holly Rowe, during an interview, says the Barclays, the New York Liberty have the best fan base in the league currently. Are you out of your damn mind? Do you mean currently, like, since there are only 2 teams left, out of the 2 teams left, they have the best fan base? Because I can assure you, assure you that they don't. Holly, all due respect. We're throwing a party because they had 17,000 in the building. Oh my God, 17,000 back-to-back games. The New York Liberty have the best fan base in the league. The Indiana Fever had 17,000 every single game. 17,276, like clockwork. Folks, it was that number so many times that that's on my mind. I know that from heart. Oh my goodness gracious, folks. This was not good. This was not good at all. And like I told you, I took notes. I took hefty notes, right? Each quarter's pages look just like that. Once we get to the fourth quarter, I'm like, why bother? Why bother? I'm writing the same thing. Missed layup, missed layup, missed layup, turnover, travel. The first play of the game, folks, on the top of my notes, I have a couple words here. I don't know if you can see them. See what that says? Bored. My first impressions from the first quarter. Bored, slow, sloppy, unimpressive. WNBA as I remember. Look at that. Minimal foul calls. I told you the best thing about this game was the referees staying out of it. It's like it was the Indiana Fever playing the Indiana Fever. Neither team got any calls. The first play of the game. A sloppy Minnesota Lynx turnover. Gasp, I'm shocked. Newark Liberty take it down the other end. Alana Smith clearly does a clear path foul. The referee blows his whistle, excuse me. It was the bold milk dud that fell over it was that dude. He blows his whistle. Everybody stops except for Sabrina Ionescu. Layup, the referee acts like he didn't blow a whistle. Dude, everybody heard you blow the whistle. I heard it, my neighbor heard it, the person across the street heard it, my diagonal neighbor heard it, down at the corner they heard it, my neighbor in the backyard, they heard it, my dog sleeping in their dog bed, they heard, everybody heard it. But they played on. Well, only Sabrina Ionescu played on. The other 9 players on the court stopped playing. Second possession, Minnesota Lynx come back down, Courtney Williams. Folks, I gotta stop saying nice things. Because every time I say a nice thing about a player, it's like the next game, they're like, dude, how dare you say nice things about me? How dare you compliment my game? Haven't you been watching? No, I haven't been watching. Oh, you haven't been? Okay, well, let me get you familiar with my game. Attempt a crazy pass, knocked away. Attempt another crazy pass, knocked away. Oh, another turnover for the Minnesota Lynx. Sabrina Ionescu makes a pull-up 3. Nice. Second possession. Oh my God, I have it written down again. Jonquel Jones bricked a wide open layup. Folks, Jonquel Jones has you guys fooled. She's not that nice. She's not. She can shoot the 3, but if she gets it in the post, head down. Dribble, 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 dribble. Throw up some wild shit. Maybe occasionally she'll move a defender out of the way, but it's nothing impressive. Again, I don't grade WNBA on a curve. I don't. You can, but I don't. Let me show you this one more time, folks. 31-27 in the second half. Folks, if you're having trouble going to sleep tonight, just put on the second half of the Liberty Lynx game. Fall right to bed. Right to bed. Easy enough. Speaking of easy enough, Eagles, they got a W today. You know, not the prettiest of wins, but a win is a win is a win. This isn't the WNBA, it's the NFL. Any given Sunday, remember? We nice goal line stop. I'll take it. Cowboys on the other hand. Are you guys okay? Are you Cowboys fans out there okay? Okay. I'm just making sure. I'm just making sure. Again, if you're watching this on 10/13, I should be live. Rudy's Rants, the arena on Coming Out the Pod, 8:30 p.m. Please make sure to check me out there. Later in the first quarter, I see Jonquel Jones go for a layup. She makes it. I know, folks. How about a round of applause? Right, Rihanna? Standing ovation. Right, Rihanna? Indeed. Jonquel Jones goes up for a layup, makes it. That's not the kicker here, folks. There was literally nobody around her, and she's, where's the foul? Nobody was around you, Jonquel. Maybe you imagined a defender on your tail, but nobody was there. Betnijah Laney Hamilton, she had a solid game. She made a good amount of her shots. A lot of catch and shoot. 4 for 6 from 3, 8 for 14, 32 minutes, 20 points. She played a nice game. But again, folks, when it comes to Breanna Stewart, I don't get impressed when you score over 20 points and it takes you nearly 20 shots to get there. That doesn't impress me. And I get even less impressed when I do the math in my head. 7, 18, what is that? 35%-ish? 36%, 38%, excuse me. It doesn't impress me. And then Sabrina Ionescu shooting nine times. Scoring 3 points in the second half. Folks, again, I watched this game. I got up, did my yard work, right? Watched the Eagles, right? Watched some of the Cowboys game, watched the first half, boom, bam! Liberty Links, on demand, let's check it out. Let's see what it's about. Like I told you, all my pages have the same notes. Missed layup, missed layup, missed layup, missed layup. Nafisa Collier, 7 turnovers on the game. Yikes. 7 turnovers on the game. Yikes. Where's the consistency, man? Can somebody put up 20 a game and not have it be like drawing numbers out of a hat? Okay, the number you'd pick out of this hat is how many points I'll score. Aw, 16 points. Aw, 19 points. This game was bad, folks. This game was bad. 31-21 at the end of the first quarter. How crazy does that sound? 31-21 at the end of the first quarter, and the New York Liberty finished the game with 80 points. Stop it, folks. Stop it, folks. Oh my gosh, look at this. First play of the second quarter. Look at that. It's chicken scratch, I know, bad layup. Stewart misses another wide open layup. Got her rebound, finishes 33-21. The first play of the second quarter is a missed layup. How many people changed the channel right there? Oh, God, I'm done. Look at this. Fourth thing on my notes. Stewart follow-up with a brick layup. Folks, it's crazy. It's actually crazy. Look, this is all the second quarter, folks. Look at this. Another one right here. Stewart missed another wide open layup. But don't worry, I'm consistent, folks. Look at this. Collier bricks a wide open midi. Folks, I'm talking about practice shots in the gym. Practice. Like, whoosh. Practice shots. Nobody guarding you. And we're missing in a game. Folks, at least the first game had some type of excitement. The last 5 minutes in overtime was all right. That was good enough to bring some people back. But what we just watched tonight was exactly what we haven't been watching the last 20 years. What we just watched tonight was exactly what we haven't been watching the last 20 years. There's nothing else for me to say. There's nothing else for me to say. This game was a snooze fest. Minnesota Lynx lose. 80-66. The New York Liberty score 49 points through 3 quarters. It's just bad. It's just bad basketball. I'm sorry. There's no other way to skin this cat. It's the Ben Daniel Podcast, where we're calling a spade, and yes, today all spades were thrown out there. Last game I was a little bit more, but this game was trash. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Did you watch this game, or were you watching the Eagles? Were you watching the Ravens versus the Redskins? I don't even know who that other team is. The Washington Cohuis? The Washington Redskins. What were you doing with your Sunday afternoon? Let me know what you think in the comment section below. I appreciate all the support. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe. Take it easy, guys.